Welcome to part 1 of a little curb appeal makeover. Our steps were flaking and we had them skim coated a few years ago, but they never sealed them and they're chipping again. We used Quickcrete's Recap to give another coating on the steps. So the first thing we did was to give it a power wash and get rid of as much debris as possible.
How am I doing?
Good. Very good.
More?
Well, do you have about half the bag?
I don't think.
Okay, I'd like about half the bag in there. You want to do the top two steps? Now you're getting there.
No. Okay.
That's good. Okay.
We're mixing recommended parts of water to the mixture. We used about half the bag and about half the water that was required for the whole bag. Because the working time is pretty quick, so we wanted to make sure we got 2 steps done and then the other 2 steps. I'm so glad that I got this mixer attachment for my drill. It made the job so much easier.
You want to work with that?
Yeah, just get it do the whole step because we gotta hurry.
We did the top 2 steps first and poured a little, you learn as you go. We poured a little too much on the top step, and then some of it went over the steps, like dripped down, and that was okay. We just did the best we could to give it a real good skim coat, concentrating mainly on the step portion because the rise portion is not the area that's going to get the wear and tear. But we are going to make sure that everything is smooth so that it just gives it a good coat. I tried using the brush that was recommended to give it a little texture so that steps wouldn't be slippery, but it didn't seem to matter because this material just settled really quickly. We did our best to coat them, knowing that they are going to be painted, so that what looks like drips will be covered up later. The second step was then to seal it. Yes, a lot of those little flaky things got in there. Our trees were just shedding, and there was not anything we could do to control it to keep it from getting in the wet cement. So we're just going to have to sand those out a little bit. And next I'm using this sealer. The purpose of this is so that we can skip the step of wet curing the cement. So it's recommended that you wet the cement, let it dry, and continue to wet it a few times. But if you don't want to do all that, you can use this sealer. This product is also from Quikrete, and it's called Quick Cure and Seal. This dried super fast. I tried to add some texture in it again with that brush as it was drying, and it didn't seem to matter either. So once that was done, we're letting that dry thoroughly before the painting. And now I'm going to address my planters. I've had these odds and ends of planters, those plastic ones we've had for years, the ones that were here at the house, which those are the ones I kind of want to simulate. And then we also made some, and I have that video, which I can link in the description box from a long time ago. Now I'm going to use some Iron Orchid Designs molds and resin crete to create some molding to kind of mimic the plastic planter. And then we're going to give everything a treatment that's going to marry it all together. This resin crete product by J. Diction is new to me, and I fell in love with it. It's super easy to use. You just use a kitchen scale. Just use recommended ratio of water to the resin crete. And that's all there is to it. It's just the two ingredients, the water and the resin crete. So basically, it's about 3 times of the product to 1 part of water. The product takes about 30 minutes to dry, and most of the molds came out fine, but I had a little bit of a learning curve with it. I learned that you have to be careful that you don't have anything else in your mixture, and also I found that it was just kind of important that I used a fresh cup each time because of that. Also, you want to make sure you have that ratio really good, and also to let it dry long enough. I ended up not even using those bows. I had a little pile of misfits, but I ended up playing around with those, and I think they'll end up becoming some jewelry because I've been playing with all kinds of resin right now. I've been using UV resin as well, so I did all kinds of fun stuff with my leftover pile, so I don't like to let anything go to waste. And because I'm learning that skill as well, it's great to experiment on something that you're not worried about if it didn't come out perfectly. back at it again, but it does take me several tries before I realize all my errors. So now I'm using Liquid Nails Landscape Adhesive, and I'm applying those castings. This is a job that has to be done kind of quickly because that stuff wants to fly out. But I actually used the same adhesive to put these planters together in the first place, so I know it's good stuff, and I've had these for a couple years now, so this glue is definitely weather resistant. So as you can see, it's slowly slipping, so I have to keep working with it, and again, make sure that I am paying attention to the caulking gun to make sure that the material isn't oozing out of it. I have to make sure that I pull that little lever so that it doesn't keep oozing. And as you can see, it's slipping down slowly, so I have to keep fooling around with it, and I'll just let you watch as I struggle. I found that using painter's tape was a good way to keep it in place, although I must have had dollar store painter's tape, even though it says 3M. It just kept tearing on me, so I was getting a little bit frustrated with this part of the project. But it's going to be ready for painting, and I can't wait to do the faux cement treatment all over everything next and get everything looking good, and then get the steps painted as well. So as I mentioned, this is going to be a two-part video, so you're going to have to come back and see what's next. Now remember, I had already started another two-part video, and between being sick and everything else that's going on, that one still isn't finished, but I promise you I'll have that completed video. And then next week is the Mirror Challenge, so that one will be up next weekend. So just hang in there and stay tuned. Oh, and by the way, if you would do me a favor and please subscribe to 2 channels for me. So we did a spin-off on the Flippin' Bunch, and we created a Flippin' Bunch channel. And also on the Tuesday talk show that I do, also decided to make it its own channel as well. So if you would please do me a favor and subscribe to both. We need 50 subscribers before we can go live on either channel. Oh, and it's windy out, and that's where the camera fell. So I have my 4 sides in place. I'm not doing the ones that you really can't see for the other planters. My steps are ready for paint, believe it or not. They're going to look amazing, as are the planters. So I can't wait till you come back and see the finished product. Thank you so much for watching today. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Find us on the web at www.statementdesigns.org and on social media as Statement Designs. Stay well.